I just took 2 weeks off. StarCraft 2 is now on Game Pass, and I had a free 2 weeks. I used the time to get all of the achievements for the Zerg, Protoss, and Covert Ops campaigns. And yeah, I did get them all. The last one about 20 minutes before my sub ended and it kicked me out. It was a grind, and it was a grind I used to escape my Final Fantasy XIV grind. Why do I do this to myself? No matter what it is, we can find ourselves too wrapped up in something we enjoy, and it can turn into a chore. When that happens in a subscription game, it's a tough choice between continuing for the sake of having paid and taking time off. That mentality can affect the way you feel about the game in general. Instead of challenging you to simply change your mindset from have to do more to I should do what I enjoy, I'm going to offer you 6 ways to manage burnout. Number 1, do something new. A big thing that drives burnout is finding less enjoyment out of an activity than the reward. If the reward is simply progress towards something far off, or if the work is too similar every day, it can get boring with a sense of obligation, a rough combo. Breaking up the routine by doing content you normally wouldn't expands your experience, forces you into a zone where you're uncomfortable or learning, and takes up the time that you would otherwise be putting into the same old work. Final Fantasy XIV's main story and content unlocks are combat-based, but you don't have to just do dungeon content all the time. There are side quests, minigames, casual hangouts, squadrons, gold saucer, jump puzzles, G-pose, Manderville, exploration zones, and so much more. Do something outside your comfort zone. Number 2, involve your friends. Oftentimes, the reason something feels unfulfilling is because you're doing it alone. No one is supporting you, you're not getting social engagement, etc. Even boring or dumb content can become a blast if you do it with the right people. At its heart, Final Fantasy XIV is a social game with elements of combat and exploration mixed in. People can wish for this feature or that content difficulty, but the game by nature must be developed for the masses with social engagement as its core. Playing it solo will be less fulfilling than playing it with friends. I say this as a person who overwhelmingly prefers solo play in most things, who doesn't often engage socially if it can be avoided. Maybe that's a shocker to some of you, but I've learned to let that go in MMOs. The content is better, the game is funner, when people are goofing off together, because that's the point of a game like this. Besides, most of you are anxious nerds like me, so we get along great. And if you don't have a friend circle, make or join one. The best part of the 14 community is that it's stupidly easy to jump into a free company, link shell, or random group of people standing around doing emotes, and make friends. It's also very easy to leave groups that don't click with you. Most people are here to enjoy the game. You'll know the annoying and angry ones real quick. And annoying and angry people can go jump in a hole, block them and move on. Do content with people you like. Watch how that content transforms. Number 3, quit your job. I don't mean send a text to your real-life boss saying you're done so you can do more FF14. I mean take a day where you set yourself a boundary. Find an activity that has become a drain and say, I will not do that thing today. You might have to fight the urge to do it for the sake of progress. But the thing is, this is a game. It should be an enjoyment, not a chore. If your brain is telling you that it's more important to get to the end goal that won't make much of a difference instead of taking care of your health, then it needs a day to reset. Reaching the max rank on societies or squadrons, the level cap, or getting all the relics will not provide you with more satisfaction than enjoying the journey. If you race through, you'll reach the end, feel a moment of pride, and then wonder, now what, as you realize your whole life had become a job and is now complete. Explore the game, don't let it consume you. Number 4, take a daycation. The next step, if a mindset shift or blocking a piece of content doesn't work, is to take a daycation. By this, I mean take one day completely off the game. Plan something or not, but don't log in. Know that the whole day is hands-off. Hopefully it'll let your brain know who's in charge, and that it doesn't have to be dependent on being in-game all the time. It can be kind of liberating to take the day off when you've gotten sucked in and the game becomes your life. Go outside, there's grass there. What? The game will still be there tomorrow. Number 5, change your subscription style. If a daycation doesn't do it, perhaps your attachment to the game is too strong. You've embedded yourself in it so hard that the only way to remember that it's not a job is to change the way you subscribe. Maybe you need to set yourself a limit like 1 month on, 1 month off. Maybe you just need a week off between. Or maybe you need to actually buy a long stretch of subscription time instead of monthly. Maybe the pressure of having a looming end date is pushing you to be on the game all the time, and you want to get all you can out of your money before it's gone. That's what happened to me with StarCraft. Getting all those achievements in 2 weeks because I knew the end was coming was more stressful than fun now that I look back on it. Sure, it's a great accomplishment, but I'm so over that game for a good while right now because I pushed it so hard. In 14, I sub for a year at a time, and sometimes I have my weeks where I'm go, go, go. But I also know that I have a lot of time to play the game my way, and I know if I miss a week here and there, I'm not so much closer to the end that I fear missing out. Maybe you're the kind of player who has a lot they want to do in one big burst, but would really like to just chill with friends and run casual content. Your main account can run progress, while a free trial account can jump in and out at will. It would be rather silly to sub for a month because a friend wanted you to run a dungeon from 4 expansions ago every Tuesday, and that's all you did. Number 6. Unsubscribe. Whoa, Eorzeon, isn't your goal to get people to play and love the game? Yes, but before I'm a 14 player, I'm a human. I know that life comes with ups and downs, and I know that tastes, availabilities, and even the game all change. I'm not saying unsubscribe forever and that's it, goodbye. I'm saying take your time, think it over. Because if the game really has become something you don't enjoy, why would you spend so much time on it? All that will do is drive in the stake deeper, and it'll embitter you to the game. And from a game developer standpoint, sure, the income is great, but if that comes at a cost of your player base being salty about the game, is it really worth it? 14 has fostered a great community, but some players have become pretty hostile. It brings the whole community down. Does the game change? Yes. Does it always do everything you want? Of course not. If it doesn't suit you, then instead of ranting and raving, move on. And a note, if everywhere you go things seem to be worthy of rants and raves, well, the problem is probably internal. Unsubbing if you're not happy is better for you and your health, and it's better for the game's community that still plays out of enjoyment. And if you want to protest the game, that's an effective way to show it. But please don't drag in negativity to the community. People are here for enjoyment, and if what they get is anger and criticism at every turn, they'll lose that enjoyment. Then, what was once a great escape for all becomes only tomorrow's nostalgia, while new MMOs pop up to take its place, with a bigger emphasis on freemium and microtransactions. Oof, that's kind of a downer thought. Let's end with one bonus way to manage burnout: teaching new players. Teaching and learning is one of the most interesting aspects of life. Knowledge is like water. It flows from one person to the next, down the hills of experience, forming little pools. As long as the knowledge keeps flowing, people's pools become bigger. Others teaching us is a much better method than simply trying to figure everything out. Eventually, we become a mighty lake. But if the source dries up, if there's nothing else to learn, then the lake, no matter how mighty, is stagnant. When we gain so much expertise in an area, we need to let it flow downhill to the next person in order to be alive again. I can't even explain to you how much the game has changed for me since I started focusing on teaching new players, and even improving the play of veterans. I've made way more friends this way, and have felt such a wealth of joy every time I see someone excited about what they learn. It's why parents, coaches, and teachers do what they do. Nothing compares to teaching. Let your lake flow, and see how much joy your water of knowledge brings. And when your water is all used up, you can look back fondly and say, I gave everything I had. What a ride. At the end of the day, we're not cogs in an MMO machine. You can fight burnout by remembering that you, and everyone you see, is human.